He joins us this morning. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here.
You.
Okay, so let's just be blunt this morning. Let's talk about this. Mitt Romney, most likely the presidential nominee for the Republican Party, and I'm just going to flat out say it. Can he beat our current president right now, President Obama?
Sure he can, because what happens is once he is the nominee, the convention's in August, and after that is a Democratic convention. That's when the campaign really starts, and it really will be compressed into those 60 days, and that's when the real campaign. So any campaign can be lost, any campaign can be won.
But where we stand right now, with the polls now saying that you know, President Obama's favoritism has gone down even more, what would Romney have to do to mess this up? Because right now it looks like he could go in and take it.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, there's a history of Romney, the candidate, and the Romney campaign of making big mistakes and making gaffes, and that's how they do it. So if they don't adjust and really do some internal evaluation on how to prevent that, that's how they can be in trouble. If they run a great campaign, as far as candidate versus candidate, issue versus issue, Romney probably is the favorable.
Are we talking about a vice president right now, or what are the names you're seeing, and what path do you think that Romney should go down?
The list of names is longer than my arm, and so a lot of names are being talked about. Obviously, the two that are in the presidential race right now, their names are up top, but a lot of people have a list of about a dozen all Hispanic names. They think with all the demographics, et cetera, that would really, you know, cement a good, they always look for, as you know, balance on a ticket, whether it be geographical or political, you know, conservative versus moderate. So all those factors taken into consideration. But you notice endorsements aren't going to win you any race, whether it be primary or general. But this week, the endorsements were interesting because it was a combination of old guard and new guard. George Bush, 41, and Marco Rubio of Florida. He's the new young leadership. George Bush is the grand old man of the party. So those are good signs that the party's going to be very cemented and come together.
Now, here locally, we're also following the mayoral race. The
I've heard of that.
was the twist, yes, the twist that was thrown into it this past week. Nathan Fletcher switching parties, going from GOP to independent. What do you make of it, and do you think this was the best move for him?
Again, a term that we use in politics is game changer. So the question is, was this a game changer? And it was. It clearly was, because not only did he pick up here locally, I mean, for 2 days. Normally, something new is called a one-day news story. This has been for several days now, and it's been picked up nationally. So it's clearly, according to the Fletcher campaign, they picked up contributions in addition to support nationwide. They're getting contributions all over.
New York Times hopping on this story actually already in the past few days.
Washington Post, New York Times, all over the country, they're talking about this. And I think his opponents are getting a little bruised egos about this.
I was going to say, which opponent does this hurt the most?
Well, clearly it probably hurts Councilmember DeMaio in the sense that most people consider him the front runner. And so if any votes have to come away, I don't know if it's going to swing any of the undecided right now. There was one local poll that supposedly said that it gave Fletcher a 12-point bump, but then took away 4 points for people who left him. So an 8-point bump is very significant.
But just because he's leaving the Republican Party, does that mean he's changing his profile, his stance on issues?
He's very adamant that he has not changed one iota on issues, and I think you're going to see that, Suzanne, as one of the main themes of his campaigns. I'm still the same guy. I'm the guy who I'm the guy who passed Chelsea's Law. That's going to follow him, no matter what party affiliation.
All right, District Attorney Bonnie Duman is actually going to be joining us later today. There's been some rumors out there circulating, maybe saying that perhaps she's going to leave the race, but so far when we've spoken to her, she said, no, I'm sticking in it. What would you want to talk to her about right now?
Similar to what Nathan Fletcher did, he did his campaign, did an evaluation, how do we win? And they made the determination this is one of the ways. 66 days out, I think you ask her, what does she need to do to win? Clearly, even she would agree, the polls that have been public has her down on the polls. So how does she change that? There could be many different ways, but it'd be interesting to see what her answer is.
All right. Well, John, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We always welcome you and welcome your insight.
Very good.
Pleasure having you this morning. Thanks.
All right.